Hello, and I hope that you're doing good today. So, this is going to be just a gentle little slow flow, focusing on some postures that are strongly connected to the root chakra. We'll do just a little bit of breathing, just a little bit of moving, and then you can choose how long to stay in Shavasana at the end of the video. If you have any questions about anything that happens in the video, please feel free to let me know so that I can support you in whatever way I can from wherever I am when I get the message. Trying to figure out how to teach remotely when I'm just looking at an empty studio and a camera is still not my strong suit. So if you do me the favor of letting me know things that could maybe be explained better or that you'd like to know more about, then I know for the future maybe some things I should be including in the content. So get ready. Okay. So I'm just going to find a comfortable position to sit in. And I'm sitting on just a little cushion. You can use like a throw pillow or any sort of pillow if you have something like that handy. And I'm just going to start to breathe nice and slow. Maybe the eyes close. And for just a moment, I'm going to focus on the way that my shoulders move when I breathe in and out. A gentle lift as I breathe in, lungs expand, pushes my shoulders up. And then as I breathe out, my shoulders fall a little bit farther away from my ears. Nice big breath in. Slow, steady, long breath out. The next time that I exhale, I'm going to see if I can get my shoulders to fall a little bit further away from my ears. Not pushing them down, but relaxing a little bit more at the bottom of that movement. Inhale. I'm not pulling my shoulders towards my ears at all, but they'll rise a little bit. Exhale, really soften the muscles and let the shoulders fall. I'm going to start to count out my breathing here. So when we breathe in, we'll count to 4. Pause and hold that breath for a count of 7. And exhale. Nice, slow, steady exhale over a count of 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice deep inhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll do this 3 more times, just counting quietly in your own head. The next time that you exhale, you can tuck your chin in towards your chest, lengthening the back of your neck just a little bit. Hands might come together in front of the heart. If you'd like to, you can take a moment here to set an intention for your practice. And then when you're ready, we'll slowly release our hands back down towards our knees. We're just going to do some slow moving. So I'm going to kind of shift my shoulders over to one side and just come a little bit forward. Just nice, slow, small movements around the other side and then lean back. I'm going to get rid of the pillow underneath me. I like it better when I'm right on the floor. Not doing our biggest range of movement here. But every time that we go around, maybe we make that movement a little bit bigger. Until we do get towards our biggest range of movement. And then we'll pause. And we're all the way back up to seated. We're going to start going the opposite direction. And again, just coming back to those real subtle, slow, small circles. And then each time we go around, maybe making them a little bit bigger. We're moving in a big spiral. The next time that we come around back, pausing, and all the way back up to center. I'm just going to find a spot where I can feel my tailbone kind of on the floor. If this doesn't feel good for your tailbone, you absolutely do not have to rest right on your tailbone. You could rock a little bit more forward. But we're just going to find that spot where our tailbone is pressing on the ground. Another thing you can do, I have a few students who maybe are bonier on the back side of their body, who find that sitting on like a blanket or a little cushion is so much more comfortable. So that's an option too. And we're going to take the hands here and just tuck them in underneath the knees. And I'm just going to gently rock back and forward. So maybe when I come forward, I bring my heels to the ground, or maybe I just rock back and forward. Just such a small movement. I'm like letting all of the pressure come onto my tailbone area and then kind of shifting it off. If I go from the side, you can see how small a movement I'm making. And then, if it feels comfortable, I'm going to cross my ankles so I can keep hugged in a little bit tighter by holding onto the front of my legs. I can take my hands in behind my shins, or if it feels all right, cross my ankles. And I'm just going to start to do like a little circle here. So kind of thinking of how we made those spiral circles in our last movement. We're going side to side, around and back. I'm just noticing how that feels on the backside of my pelvis. I'm going to pause. I'm going to uncross my legs if they're crossed and cross them the other direction. And then I'm going to rock in the opposite direction. And from here, I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna keep my ankles crossed. I'm gonna bring my hands out in front of me. I'm gonna slowly bring my feet down, hands to the floor. And then I'm just gonna see if I can push the outer edges of my feet into the ground and lift my bum away from the floor to step myself back to plank. So I'm just gonna move my props out of the way and think about coming forward, pushing the feet into the ground, lifting, stepping back. I'm gonna bring my knees to the floor and send my hips back towards my heels. And here I'm just gonna rock side to side a couple of times. And I'm gonna start to make like a little spiraling movement here too, in those kind of spiral circles that we've been doing. So I'm gonna think of going one side first. My hips are shifting over to the side. My whole torso is shifting over to the side. I'm gonna come around, up. So when I come here, I might just come through like a tabletop and back around at first. And then only if it feels okay, I like maybe let my shoulders come a little more forward each time that I come around. And as my shoulders come a little more forward, my hips might get a little bit closer to the floor. And then I might start to lift my heart a little bit. So I'm almost going from a child's pose to like a modified upward dog and then back around. Modified because my knees will still be staying on the floor. And then we're gonna pause the next time we come back. Rock side to side just a couple of times. Shift, start going the other way. Building the size of these circles little by little. The next time that I come back with my hips, just gonna pause. Hold here in child's pose. Now walk my hands in just a little bit closer to my body. I'm gonna come up just a little bit, tuck my toes under, and then shift back and pick my knees up off the floor if I can. And from here, I'm just gonna start to straighten my legs, press my hips up towards the ceiling, and then bend my knees and come all the way back down. I'm just gonna walk my hands in a little bit closer to my body here. And I'm going to shift forward just a little bit, tuck my toes under. And I'm going to see if I can lift my knees off of my mat. And then from here, I'm gonna slowly press and lift my hips up towards the ceiling, and then slowly come back down. The next time that I lift up, I'm going to pause, look forward to the space in between my hands. I'm going to step my right foot forward. I'm going to slowly rise up into a high lunge. I'm going to breathe out and turn into warrior two. I'm going to inhale. I'm going to exhale. I'm going to shift towards half moon here. So I'm going to push my back foot away from the floor. My hand could come all the way down to the ground, or I could come just to hover above. I'm going to slowly come all the way back. Exhale, my hands to the ground. I'm going to bend my knees, push back, and lift up. I'm going to take my left foot forward. Rise up into my high lunge here. Turn into warrior two. Big breath in. As I breathe out, I'm going to shift forward and come down. Slowly, all the way back. I'm going to curl my hands to the floor. Step myself back to plank. Knees to hover. Slowly push my hips back and up. And pause. I'm going to take my right foot forward again. On a big breath in, rise up overhead. On a big breath out, I'm going to come to warrior one this time. I'm going to drop my back foot on an ankle, bend nice and deep into my front knee, lift my heart just a little bit, and then I'm going to exhale into warrior two. Maybe the angle of my feet change. I'm going to inhale here, and I'm going to exhale back to either my warrior one or my high lunge with my heel lifted. I'm going to bring my hands together in front of my heart. And I'm going to shift and come into warrior three. So I'm going to lean forward, pick my back foot up off of the ground, press through my heel, reach through my crown. Slowly come back down. Big breath in. Arms reach up. Big breath out. Hands to the ground. Stepping back to plank. Knees come to hover. Pushing my hips back and up. Left leg. And step forward. Rising again into my high lunge. Dropping my back heel. Coming into my warrior one. Inhale, lift the heart a little bit. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, back to my warrior one and my high lunge. I'm going to breathe out, bring my hands together in front of my heart, lift my back foot, and come into warrior three on this side. Slowly bring my back foot down. Big breath in, arms reach up. Big breath out. Hands come down. Step back to plank. Bring my knees to hover above the ground. Shift my hips back and up. And I'm going to wave forward. Knees come to hover. Shift my hips back and up. One last time. Waving forward. Shifting back. And bring my knees to the floor here. Send my hips back towards my heels. Find myself back in child's pose. We spend a couple of breaths here. One last breath in and out. And slowly come all the way up to hands and knees. Make our way to seated on our mats. We can have our feet out in front of us here. And we're going to think about almost like we're just going to let our torso drape or kind of hang heavy over our legs here. So I'm going to take a big breath in, reach my arms up. As I breathe out, I'm going to have the option, I guess, of keeping my arms extended, which is going to make me a longer lever, make me work a little bit harder, or hands can come together in front of my heart as I come forward. So I'm going to reach up regardless, just to get nice and long. I'm going to breathe out and fold forward. Let my hands all the way to the ground, wherever they fall to, and then let my elbows kind of pull back a little bit. I'm going to let my feet relax. So I'm not pushing through my heels or pulling my toes back or pointing my toes. Letting my feet be soft. I'm going to let my hip muscles relax, which might let my feet roll out, or for some people, it might have their feet roll in. I'm going to make sure my knees are soft here. So my knees might bend just a little bit. Slowly walk myself back up. Take my feet a little bit wider apart. Hands come to the floor in front of me. Feel my fingertips pushing into the ground. I'm going to feel like I'm tilting my pelvis just a little bit forward and then lift through the crown of my head. Big breath in. I'm going to bring my arms up overhead. Big breath out. I'm going to turn towards one leg. Reach forward and coming down nice and slow. Let my hands find the floor. Let my elbows bend as I kind of let my shoulders relax. Let my torso move as close to my leg as it wants to. Same thing here. I'm going to let my feet turn off. Let them get soft. I'm going to let my hip muscles relax so my feet might roll in or out a little bit. And slowly walk myself all the way back up. Both of my hands can come in front of me. I'm going to push my fingers into the ground, roll my pelvis forward, nice and tall through my body. Big breath in, arms reach up. Big breath out, turn. I'm going to reach as I come forward and down, and then slowly let my hands find the floor. Let my elbows bend, my shoulders soften. Feet relax, hips relax, knees relax. And slowly walk myself back up. Bring my hands out in front of my body. I'm going to push my fingers into the ground, roll my pelvis forward, lengthen my spine. Big breath in, arms reach up. Big breath out, fold forward. Hands can find a comfortable position on the ground. And then I'm going to bend my elbows, let my shoulders relax. My feet relax and my hips. all the way back up. I make my way onto my back. So from here, when we started off our practice, we were doing those little circles. So depending on, again, what feels nicest in your body, we might hold on to our knees here, or we could come back to that position where our ankles were crossed and we were tucked up in this little ball. And we're gonna think about making little circles with our legs. So I'm gonna pull in, come to center, go around, and then I'm gonna move my knees away from me a little bit. So as I move and kind of focus on my knees, I guess until I find that movement, and then I'm gonna shift my awareness and feel how this is feeling in the backside of my body. So when I tuck in, I'm getting kind of my middle back is rubbing against the ground. And when I come down, the backside of my pelvis is rubbing against the ground. So all my tissue is getting compressed in between my bones and the floor. And then I'm gonna pause. I can switch the cross of my legs if my legs are crossed. And then I'm gonna switch the direction of my circle. The next time that I get to center here, if my legs are crossed, I'm gonna uncross them. I'm gonna slowly bring my feet down to the floor. Maybe about hip distance apart, maybe a little bit more. I'm gonna bring my arms out into a little T here. I'm just gonna let my knees rock side to side. And then pause. A couple big breaths in and out. And from here, we can make our way into our rest pose, or if you're using this before moving into another practice, then you can move into the rest of your practice. If you are coming into Shavasana, just take a moment to find a comfortable position. You can cover up with a blanket if you wanted to make this extra comfy. You can put support under your neck. You can put support under your knees. Feel free to play around and make this position as comfortable for you as possible. And then you could spend a few breaths here. So sometimes I like to count my breaths in Shavasana. You could set a timer with your phone or whatever you have handy to spend a specific amount of time in Shavasana, whatever feels the most appropriate for you today. And then through this rest pose, just try to focus on breathing nice and slow, letting all of the muscles soften in your body one by one. And just feel our bodies kind of resting against and pressing into the floor. Enjoy your rest pose. I'll see you again soon.